Aaron, I really appreciate hearing from you and you talking about results. And the results, some of them are subtle, but some of them have been shocking to me. Things that I've been dealing with for many years, I'm seeing some resolution. And you mentioned feeling actually younger, not just looking that. Gosh, being in functional medicine now, it'd be 42 years. And, working hard all my life, I was beginning to show a lot of different signs of aging. And I'm telling you, it's like in the last 10 days, I'm seeing that slowly begin to unravel and the functionality returning in ways that in some cases are more subtle, but some cases, as I mentioned, are shockingly evident. So I'm really happy with what we have. I'm truly grateful to be here at this moment in time and be a part of this team and this company and all of the groundwork that Steve Scott has laid over the past several years in putting this together. I know it's monumental, and I know this breakthrough is something that is so significant in the world of health and wellness that we can't ever take it for granted what we have. And I hope that anyone that attends these Zooms gets even a little bit of an indication of how valuable this truly is. And I know Aaron Rennert sees this because he's a very sharp, intelligent individual, and he doesn't take that intelligence and that background that he's had, helping companies achieve great things. He doesn't take that to his head. He stays in his heart, and he stays with that ethic of just really being there for all of us, just like Steve and Ryan and everything that's happening here is leading from the heart and helping people around the world. So I really feel great being a part of this. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Aaron. I'm really happy to introduce you. So we do appreciate you and everything you're doing.
Well, everybody, I appreciate being here. And we have kicked off this call literally every day for this week, and we're going to continue doing it as long as we've got people that want to jump on and learn more about Neumi. And, I had a chance to meet Karen Justice not too long ago, about a month and a half ago, and she had a lot of questions. She had things that she wanted to know about. She maybe had some poor experiences in the past, and as a result, just wanted to find out a little bit more about what we were doing and how we were doing it and all that good stuff. And so she got her answers to the questions that she had. And the next thing I know, she said, would you be willing to jump on a call? And sure enough, I see my good friend Jerry Shaw's name pop up. And I thought to myself, are you kidding me? Jerry and I were great friends and had remained friends, but we had kind of separated over the last few years. And as a result, Jerry had a lot of questions, but one thing that is for sure is that in this business, you don't burn bridges and you don't let people down. And so when Jerry talks about my heart, it's really my heart to help people achieve great success and whatever that definition of their success looks like. And so my goal has always been and will always be to try to help people as best I can to give them that path, if you will, that journey and the systems that go along with it. Ryan has been unbelievable at putting together a lot of the systems that we have to give people really a leg up on what we're doing. And so when Jerry walked in the door, he brought along a person by the name of Curtis Knight, and just an unbelievable person as well. And that's what I love about this business or this industry, is that you meet these like-minded individuals, these people that are really focused on doing things that are specific to giving them opportunity as well as us. And so I may sit on the other side of the desk, if you will, but the fact is that all of you are out in the trenches. All of you are out there, as I've said a million times, taking the bullets and the arrows as you're running, down this path and trying to help people understand what it is that we have. But I'll tell you this right now, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Steve Scott. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the technology, the delivery system, the formulation, the ingredients in the formula, what it means, how it looks, why it works the way it does, and why people are seeing such enormous results in such a short period of time. But there's a reason for that. And so I'm here, just like many of you, looking for that breakthrough product, looking for the opportunity to be a part of something bigger. And I've always said, I had this midlife crisis where I was racing around, bicycle racing, I should clarify a little bit, racing around town in spandex. And what I realized at that time is that people love joining people that are interested in the same things, and people want to be a part of a winning team. And that's really what I saw when I've worked with Jerry in the past. Of course, I now have the chance to surround many, many people with Jerry and the people that he's bringing to the table. But I got to tell you, it's a partnership, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that today. It's that partnership that really gives us that opportunity to grow and to learn and to educate ourselves and educate others on the things that are important to us. And it may be important to others and it may not be. We don't know until we have the conversation. But if we don't have the conversation, we'll never know for sure. And so with that being said, a few months ago, a number of months ago, about 9 months now, I had the chance to meet Steve Scott. I had a chance to sit with him for 2.5 hours, learn more about glutathione than I'd ever had a possibility of learning in my entire lifetime in a short 2.5 period. But I also learned a lot about Steve. I learned about his definition of effective partnering. And I also learned about glutathione in a way, a delivery system in a way that nobody else has in the world, literally in the world. So from that perspective, I literally was in, met Ryan, got to know him, and we've just been building ever since. And it's been an absolute blast. So with that being said, I want to, number one, welcome all of you to this call. I want to thank you for taking time out of the middle of a day for you to jump on and have a conversation with us and learn a little bit more about what we're doing. But I'd like to now introduce you to our founder, Steve Scott. So Steve, take it away.
Thanks, Aaron. And Jerry and Karen and Curtis, thank you for organizing this. We stand in amazement of what you guys are doing. And we're so excited. What a great thing. And anybody that knows me knows that I am a product of effective partnering. Everything I have in life that I value came through partnering. And so let me go back just a little bit. In 1976, I had lost 9 jobs in a row in 6 years. Hard to beat that. And but I had a chance to start a new company with a friend. He had $5,000 and I had a breakthrough product. A breakthrough product is something that does something that nothing else in the world can do, or at least nothing else in the world can do it as effectively or efficiently. And so we started our little company in May of 1976 with his $5,000. And 5 months later, our sales hit $1 million a week. And that $1 million a week just kept going and going and going. And then we'd find another breakthrough and start doing that, and another breakthrough, and we'd do that. We're best known for Total Gym, which now has been on the air for 26 years and has done over $4 billion in sales. That was a breakthrough that I found. But we did a lot of things. For example, we had the first weight loss program where you didn't have to count calories. That was called Richard Simmons Deal-A-Meal. We had Sweating to the Oldies. And that was, you didn't have to count calories, and yet over 1,000 people lost over 100 pounds. One guy set the Guinness Book of Records on Deal-A-Meal. He lost 715 pounds. And then we had a breakthrough in education that could literally turn D students into A students within about 3.5 hours. Amazing. And we had great celebrities. I had Michael Landon, John Ritter on the educational, on the skincare and hair care. I had Cher on makeup. I had Ali McGraw, Lisa Hartman Black, Meredith Baxter Burney, Kathy Lee Gifford, just lots of different products. And all in all, we generated about 40 million phone calls, billions of dollars in sales. And then in 2006, I met a doctor that an investment banker put me, let me turn my phone off because that's what keeps dinging here, right here, Aaron. I met a doctor from the Mayo Graduate School of Medicine, a brilliant researcher. He was triple board certified, oncology, hematology, and oncology. But even more so, he was an incredible researcher. And he introduced me to a word that I never heard before called glutathione. And as he talked about it, and I saw his clinical studies, I was amazed at the results that he was getting from raising people's glutathione levels. And he had a patented formula that, and what it did, it took one of the amino acids that's a precursing amino acid peptide that your body uses to make glutathione. Glutathione is a tripeptide made up of 3 peptides, and one of those is called L-cysteine. Well, that's the rate limiting factor of glutathione because it's real fragile. So it breaks down when you try to get it through the gut. And it's the one thing your body can't get enough of. Well, glutathione, as it turns out, I later found out when we brought in other scientists, that glutathione is the single most important molecule your body produces. There'd be no life on Earth, no oxygen-based life, which is all life, without glutathione. It performs 400 functions that we know about in the human body. It's the most studied molecule in molecular biology, over 160,000 published studies. And what it does is truly, it determines how well you perform, how fast you get fatigued, all these things, how fast your body recovers from exercise. Those are the tiny little things it does. It's the primary detoxifier of the cell. Every cell in your body has more than 200 industrial chemicals in it. Glutathione is charged with the responsibility of getting those out of the cells. If not, they'll end up breaking the mitochondrial DNA. And when that happens, the cell becomes vulnerable to mutation. So glutathione is critical there. It is the sole protector of your immune system, of your immune cells, especially your T cells and your B cells. Your T cells are the assassins that target viral and bacterial insults and basically take them out. And but if glutathione levels are low, they reproduce, the T cells reproduce slowly, while the viral or bacterial insult is reproducing rapidly. Not good. Raise glutathione levels, and now glutathione levels, or the T cells will reproduce explosively and get ahead of the game. So critical to the immune system. It's also, your body manufactures over 9,000 peptides or amino acids, and many of which become proteins. And 3,000 of those that are critical to life cannot be manufactured without glutathione's role. It is your body's master antioxidant. What does that mean? Well, every cell in your body, you have 60 trillion of them, are attacked 10 to 20,000 times a day by free radicals. A free radical is simply a thief. It wants to steal an electron from the healthy cell. So it's a scavenger, okay? Now, glutathione donates one of its electrons to the free radical, and when it does, it protects the cell, but it sequesters or neutralizes the free radical. And then now, of course, there's other antioxidants like vitamin C and E that you can ingest, and your body makes a couple like superoxide dismutase catalase, but it also makes glutathione. But all other antioxidants are what are called monofocused. Each one can take out one type of free radical, but can't take out the other types. Kind of like a hotel room key. Your hotel room key, I was just on a trip, so that's what I'm thinking of, will open your door, but it won't open any other door. But a master key will open any door in the hotel. Well, glutathione is your master antioxidant. It can neutralize any free radical regardless of its source. It makes oxygen transfer possible. When your body produces hemoglobin, it's improperly charged. And so it can't bind to an oxygen molecule. And yet its whole purpose is to deliver oxygen to the cells, and it can't do it. Well, it has to be reduced to a +2. When it's reduced to a +2, it will bind to an oxygen molecule and deliver that to the cells. Now, the sole reduction agent of hemoglobin is glutathione. So it performs all these incredible things. So I put millions of dollars into helping to get Dr. Keller's formula out. We bought some patents, my former company that we funded, bought patents from University of Minnesota on another way to get, once again, the precursing amino acid, L-cysteine, through the gut without breaking it. Well, in 2017, I started working with some nanoscientists, and in fact, became dear friends with one who's been in the nano industry now 20 years, which is like a lifetime in the nano industry, which is a fairly new industry. And I asked him, would it be possible to get glutathione small enough that we could begin bioavailability and absorption right as you're swishing right into the mucous membranes inside your cheeks and sublingually in the venous cavity? He said, oh, absolutely. If you're under 100 nanometers, you can do that. I said, can you get under 100 nanometers with your process? Because it's a completely novel process. Nobody else has this. In fact, we own our own reactors, we own our own clean rooms, and we manufacture everything here in-house. And now, not then, but now. And he said, yeah, we could design it to where we could get it way below that. We could get it smaller than anybody else can get it, was his comment to me. So we started working on it, and sure enough, oh my goodness, we did it. And when we did it, I sent it out to some clinics to have them try it in different situations. And these guys were going crazy. And I knew that if it really worked well, it would help any athlete. It would increase muscle output. It would increase endurance, stamina, mental stamina, physical stamina, and it would radically cut recovery time. So I gave it to a friend of mine, former strength and conditioning coach of the Seattle Seahawks. And he had been a professional weightlifter or amateur weightlifter his whole life. And he set the record at 40 when he was 49 years old, bench pressing 804 pounds. But after that, he went down because what happens? You use lean muscle. So I called him 10 years after he set the record. I said, how you doing, Bill? He was at the time strength and conditioning coach for Liberty University's football team. And he says, well, he says, I'm still setting my records for my age group, but I don't compete with the big boys anymore, the elite. I'm down to like 705, 715, 725. So I said, wait till you try this new product. So I got it to him and I told him how to use it. And sure enough, in 6 months as a 59-year-old, his bench went from 725 all the way to 915. Unbelievable as a 59-year-old. So he just kept, I said, what's happening? He said, well, my recovery time is so fast that I can lift heavy in training 4 times a week instead of only 1 time a week. He said, I'm also able, because of recovery, really able to work out other counterbalancing muscles, core muscles, back muscles, leg muscles. And he says, man, it's just changed everything. And he said, in the mental focus I get, it's like tunnel vision. He said, Steve, it's an athlete's dream come true. Well, in the next 6 months, he went all the way to 1,015 pounds or 1,050 pounds as a 60-year-old. Well, Bill just retired 3 weeks ago. His last meet, and of course he's drug tested at every meet, and his last meet, he set a new world record. Nobody in history, professional or amateur, has ever done what he just did. 1,129.6 pounds. Yeah, that's right. 1,129 pounds as a 62-year-old. Well, anyway, we saw these amazing things with athletes. One of our athletes, a former captain in the Army, mother of 3 boys, and she loves marathons. She loves cycling events. Don't ask me why. For me, that's a little nutty, but we love this lady and we love her family. So I sent her a product. She had a 100-mile bike race coming up, and she got it on day 1, Wednesday, swished, and lo and behold, she set a new personal record in a 30-minute sprint on her bike. Next day, she did it again, set a new record on a 35-mile sprint. Next day, she didn't do it. That was Friday. She went on a race on Saturday and again, set a personal record in the first leg, which was 35 miles. The next leg, 3 miles into it, she hit a bike in front of her. He hit the brake. She hit him. Then a bike in back of her hit her. She went end over end, hit the pavement so hard it broke her helmet, gave her a very severe concussion, knocked her out. She ended up being hospitalized for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and went home Tuesday night. Well, her face hit the pavement at 22 miles an hour. The plastic surgeon came in and said, no, that's going to take about 5 to 6 weeks to heal. And at the end of that, when it's been completely healed, wait a month and then come in and we'll work out a strategy or a protocol for the dealing with the scarring. So that's Sunday, the day after the wreck, as you can see. And then she got home on Tuesday night and thought, hey, this stuff's nano. What will happen if I pour some on a cotton ball and apply it to the affected area? So she did that Tuesday night, then did it 3 times Wednesday, 3 times Thursday, 3 times Friday, 3 times Saturday. And here's the progress. I couldn't believe it when she sent me the picture. She was so excited. Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, completely clear in 5 days, 5 weeks of healing in 5 days. Amazing. Well, I've owned skincare companies. I had Cher on skincare, Kathy Lee Gifford on skincare, Christy Brinkley on skincare, and even going way back into the 80s, I had Angie Dickinson, beautiful Angie Dickinson on skincare. And I got to tell you, when I saw this, I knew we had the world's best skincare products. So I put some in spray bottles, sent some to some friends, and said, spray your face 5 times a day. Let's see what happens. Okay, Rye? Here we go. Oh, oops. Okay, middle picture, if you can make that nice and big. So this is one of our Neumi diamonds. She's just turned diamond. Congratulations, Sherry Warner. But Sherry was with me. This is 2018, before we had any labeled product, any branding or anything. She sprayed her face 5 times a day, and you can see what happened. Well, I sent it pictures to my former formulator, who was the president of the American Association of Cosmetic Chemists, and he had gone to work for Allergan and was one of their senior vice president researchers. He saw that picture and he said, Steve, there is nothing in the world that can do that. Look at the lift she got. Oh my goodness, look at her eyes, the eye lift. Look at the brightness in the skin. Steve, we've never seen that ever. And I said, I know. And I said, John, that's why I'm so excited. So she gave it to her 80-year-old mother. Slide it over. There we go. And in 3 weeks, spraying 5 times a day, this is what happened with her. And I told John, I said, John, I'm sitting on the greatest skincare breakthrough I've ever seen. That's the hands of at the time, a 58-year-old. And that was about 6 or 8 weeks spraying 3 times a day. And we'll show you a couple more. There's my hands. Zoom in on that. I sprayed my right hand 5 times a day, didn't spray the left hand. Texture of the skin became real soft and smooth. The brightness of the skin, you can see the difference. The appearance of the wrinkles, the lines, the tightness, everything changed. And I've shown that to people and they just say, that's impossible. Well, I'm sorry, here it is. And then I show them my hands. I go, whoa. You can see some of these other pictures. We've had lots of pictures now. Look at the one on the left. That lady, that's 30 days. She's she's the mother of a doctor who was treating one of our distributors in Nigeria. And look at the difference. Look how much brighter. Look at the lifting effect on her eyes and the inflammation in her face. It's just gone. I mean, everything changed. The guy on the right is the brother of one of our double diamonds. And he's in Dallas, kind of a young man. I think he's like 45. That was in just a week, but he was spraying 3 to 4 times a day. Okay, I think, is that it, Ryan? Or do we have, oh, there you go. The lady on the left is from Australia. That's about a month or 2 of spraying. The lady on the right, I'm not sure where she's from, but once again, probably a month or 2. So that's what we have. And we've got the world's best skincare. I was just on the phone with a woman who she is just like probably you. She has 5 PhDs in simple PhDs like electrical engineering. And she also has 4 bachelor's degrees. Brilliant woman. Oh my goodness. And she's been on glutathione products going way back. And she started on ours as soon as we started. And she said, Steve, there is absolutely no comparison. And she said, she said, my husband, and she told me about a situation with her husband. We got the product, she said, and in 2 days of swishing, we looked at each other and we woke up in the morning and we looked at each other. And she said, are you feeling as good as I'm feeling? We can't believe it. She's 61. But she's had a lot of health problems because she had 4th stage cancer. She survived 20 years ago. She's died 3 times. She had near-death experiences, and I'm going to put those on my podcast. They are amazing. But this lady, oh my goodness, she couldn't stop talking. So our product is the biggest breakthrough I've found in my lifetime. I'm 73 years old. I've been looking for breakthroughs since 1976, and I have never seen anything like this. Good news, because we manufacture, we're able to keep our manufacturing costs low. We send out big containers, 300-gallon containers to bottlers. They bottle it. But because we can keep our production costs low, it gives more money for what we believe is the most generous compensation plan in the industry. And we don't want just the big guys like Jerry and Karen and Curtis and some of you on this call. We don't want to just benefit you. Honestly, I think in terms of the third world, I've been in third world countries, and there we make a life-saving difference. We change people's lives radically. I mean, like nothing else. And so if we're successful over here, we're already in 13 countries, but we want to be the world. And you are my partners. This is a legacy business. You sign somebody up in your hometown, and literally in 6 months, it's in Africa, it's in the Philippines, it's in Latin America, it's in Asia. And you have no idea the number of lives you are going to impact. So with me, everything I value came through partnering. In fact, I wrote a book that Karen brought up the other day, Richest Man Who Ever Lived. And there's a whole chapter in that on effective partnering. When you ineffectively partner, you accelerate failure. When you effectively partner, you take the ceiling off of opportunity, and there's literally no ceiling. And that's what we have. We have a breakthrough. We are partnering with you guys, the people that are being drawn into this company. I stand in amazement at God's grace. I'm getting to partner with people I care about, people I love, and people that are driven from their heart, like Jerry, Curtis, and Karen. And so I hope you will take this seriously. I've never seen anything like it. And by the way, if you weren't on our call yesterday, Karen is our newest diamond. Congratulations. Oh, what a sweet, sweet lady, and true kindness and caring. And that's what I love. That's who we're drawing. So I hope you'll join us, and I'll turn it back to you, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. It gives me chills to hear you talk about how we're helping people around the world. And that's truly what it's all about, that we can have an impact globally with this. And I know we will. I've been with companies where we had something that wasn't near what this was, not even a fraction of what this was. And we developed relationships with people in 36 different countries total. And I was able to travel to those countries and help these people. And they're so grateful and thankful that they were able to receive help. There is an audience waiting for this company around the globe at a time that it needs it the most ever. And I think, and Steve will understand this, you know, he feels that he's been blessed by God to have this path. I feel this is a dispensation from a higher place, because at this time, the need is great, and we have something that is simple and it works. And this is a breakthrough. You heard Steve talk about he's marketed only breakthrough products. This is something that will change lives all around the world. And I wanted to be a part of that again. And I know all of you, you might not even realize it at this point, but it's been said there's 6 phases of connection. And that connection can reach anyone on the planet within 6 levels of connection. And you'll be amazed. Once this word gets out, you will have people that you didn't know in Asia, or you didn't know in Australia, or you didn't know in Latin America, but all of a sudden you do. And they're getting benefit, and now they're part of your family. And I tell you, it is really good for the heart. And thank you guys. I know that's where you come from. And I know that's what this company is attracting. So get back to whoever invited you to this call and do it right away, because word is getting out really rapidly. And don't miss this. Even if you want to just use the product, don't miss the opportunity to experience it. Thank you, Steve, Ryan, Aaron, Karen. Thank you so much.